why aren't you reacting to double XL videos, bro? Did you know that this dropped? Did you know that that dropped? And it hasn't. It's kind of been like I feel like more and more people just haven't really. I feel like double XL is kind of like not where it used to be. And then what pops up, bro? What pops up on my feed? MATTY BALLZ. 3 hours ago. No one cares about double XL freshman anymore. Here's why. Maybe he can explain why better than I can, because I don't know how to explain what it is, but it's not hitting the same, bro. It's just not hitting the same, bro.
XXL is a very popular magazine in the hip-hop space, but they are especially known for their annual freshman classes. Every year they release a list of 10 artists that are on the rise, doing all sorts of content with them, but people have always gravitated towards the ciphers. The annual freshman lists and ciphers have always generated a lot of buzz. However, it seems like people's interest is dwindling. Since 2016, the views on the ciphers in particular have gone down 98%. Just recently, they released the 2023 ciphers, and it has been met with a lot of negative reception.
Damn.
So after looking into it, I've come up with 3 reasons.
Oh my god, I found the video. Oh my god, like there's some like I be watching random stuff like off stream, but I'm gonna share this with y'all because I want to talk about that too.
As to why interest in XXL has declined over the years. But
Dr. Monte, let it go. Let it go. For you to not watch The Boys, for you to put Moon Knight over The Boys is crazy. I'm just gonna say that. I'm just going to say that's crazy. That's absolutely ridiculous.
First, to understand, we have to go way back to when XXL was just a small magazine. In 1997, Reggie Dennis...
Wait, but I seen something. It was... I forgot what like I told you, I was just watching random shit. And then I was watching... Fuck, who was it? Was it Deadpool? It was like Deadpool can't die.
Hey Dontai.
Nobody's ever...
I've seen you've been playing older games from the PS3 and Xbox 360 era. I recommend Transformers Fall of Cybertron. It's the best Transformers video game.
People were saying, what was it? I forgot what I was watching, but it was like it was about Deadpool. Niggas fighting Deadpool and Deadpool killing all the MCU or whatever the fuck it, or whatever the fuck it was. Not MCU, but all the characters or whatever. And the only person to beat Deadpool ever, I guess, or something like that, was Moon Knight or something like that. And I forgot what video it was, but that's what they were talking about. And I was like, what? Who is this nigga? I'm still not gonna watch the show though.
Robert Marriott and James Bernard started XXL. These 3 were all previously editors from The Source, which was another magazine in the hip-hop space. For a while, XXL...
How? Well, they like beat him as in like he was just out for for a little bit. Like as I don't know how they explained it, but they was like Moon Knight was the only person like close to it. That's what they were saying.
XXL lived in the shadow of The Source, and the 2 magazines even had some beef. They also actually had some beef with it.
I'll miss out. I'll be missing out because guess what? Moon Knight is like a superhero, and I've said I don't care anymore, man. I don't care anymore, man.
Eminem, who is upset at...
Shout out to Moon Knight, though, man. More power to him. I hope he got a therapist, and I hope his mind gets better.
Have a specific sound. Bunching them all together on one beat makes no sense.
Yeah. I hope the best for him, bro. I hope he get through what he getting through.
Them because they said they don't do articles on white rappers, but after he blew up, they did a story on him of The Source. And the 2 magazines even had some beef. They also actually had some beef with Eminem, who is upset at them because they said they don't do articles on white rappers. But after he blew up, they did a story on him saying he was a culture vulture and a KKK member.
Wow. That's why he shit on them.
So he dissed them on the song Marshall Mathers with some pretty hilarious lines. Funnily enough, XXL actually responded to the diss by putting Eminem on the cover of one of their magazines, which is pretty crazy. Anyways, the first issue that XXL ever released was a double cover with Master P and Jay-Z. In the early 2000s, XXL began reaching higher heights and becoming a much more important magazine in the hip-hop community. They had made up with Eminem and sort of began to replace The Source in popularity. Paul Cantor of Medium.com said that by the time he started writing for XXL in 2004, things were booming. Meanwhile, the internet was becoming much more popular, and by 2007, there were a ton of blogs in the hip-hop space popping up. XXL was on top of things though, and created a website to publish articles very quickly. They were able to maintain relevance through this quick adaptation. Then in 2008, after almost 9 years of working there, the chief editor of XXL, Elliot Wilson, was let go from the company, but not before leaving behind a crucial idea.
What if we get
Elliot,
rappers?
along with his staff, came up with the iconic annual freshman class list, which would be what XXL is best known for today. Elliot Wilson and the rest of the staff at XXL released the first issue of the freshman class in 2007. Vanessa Sadden, the current chief editor of XXL, said that they were tired of putting the same faces and big artists.
I remember everybody was on her head when she did this interview
On their covers, so they wanted to showcase newer artists on the scene. The 2007 class featured artists like Lupe Fiasco, Lil Boosie, Plies, and more. The first freshman class was simply a magazine with no extra online content, as they were just kind of getting into the digital world. In
Rich
2008,
boy
they
selling
didn't
that.
release a freshman class issue, likely because Elliot Wilson left that year. Then in 2009, Vanessa Sadden became the chief editor of
The Voice.
XXL, and she was clearly invested in all of the different mediums of content that XXL was putting out.
And you've got to double up on content. You've got to be able to
never mind.
do content for a daily basis and then for a monthly basis. What you do for a website is a whole different thing than what you do for a magazine. You treat the content differently. So you just have to be familiar with what you're creating and for what audience your audiences are, based on whether it's the magazine or the website, because they can be the same audience or they can be different.
So likely under her direction in the 2009 freshman class issue, they put out much more content with the artists. They put out 3 covers with different artists like Wale, B.O.B., Kid Cudi, and more. However, it was also the first year where they released a cappella freestyles with each artist. They also released a freestyle with Asher Roth, Charles Hamilton, and Mickey
Oh
Fax,
my
who
God,
were actually
Asher Roth.
freestyling, going back and forth, having fun, with a beat playing in the background.
Like I told him, so go ahead and handle it.
Yo, hats off to Ash Roth. Now it's time for me to blast off Astronaut.
Kid Cudi even popped in for a quick bar. And while it wasn't technically the first cypher, it essentially set the foundation for what would happen in the coming years. Following that, in 2010, they had one of their best freshman classes ever that would really set a precedent going forward. Vanessa had stated in interviews that they wanted to get artists that were set to blow and show a lot of longevity, without them having a debut studio album out with a record label. She had also mentioned that the freshman class is the XXL staff's opinions about which artists are up next, and that it wasn't entirely objective or voted in by fans.
Silent Hope, I
so
see
with
you.
that in
Appreciate
mind, I think XXL was right on the money when they chose artists like J. Cole,
That's what
Nipsey
I'm-
Hussle, Wiz Khalifa.
Asher Roth. Oh my gosh. Damn. What the fuck?
Freddie Gibbs, J-Rock, and many more for the 2010 freshman class. As far as content goes, they released the magazine along with the acapella freestyles with each artist. The next year, XXL would make another significant change that would become quite iconic in years to come, and that was the release of the freshman ciphers. The 2011 class featured
Damn, I remember this. I remember this shit, bro. Oh my god, his shit was so trash. What's his name? What was his name? Lil Twist or some shit. R.I.P.
plenty of great picks like Mac Miller, Lil B, Kendrick Lamar, YG, and Meek Mill. They released a ton of extra content like the roundtable interviews.
The XXL freshman cover is that one thing that you always strive for when you start really getting serious, when you like always would get the cover and you'd be like, one day maybe I'm gonna be on there, and it's just wild to actually be on there.
See, this is when it it was huge, bro.
You know what I mean? Because we coming up, we look at this magazine, you know what I mean? This the shit. We got to jump on it and to even be in it. And then
Because, chat, wasn't this shit like on BET? I could have sworn I seen this on TV and it wasn't on YouTube. Like, it was like big.
on it. That's amazing, man.
And of course, the ciphers. Pretty quickly, the XXL freshman list
MTV.
became a staple in
It was one of those. I just know it was on TV. It was on the television.
hip-hop culture, signifying that an artist was on the come up and was up next. They were only a couple years in and were pretty accurate with their picks. XXL was also a very popular magazine by this time, so the freshman list had some extra credibility.
If you are nominated to be on this cover, that's like a form of acclamation saying that you're on your way up the ladder.
They were so popular and important that people would argue every single year over who should have made the list.
Yeah,
and the
bro.
controversy really helped the list become even more popular.
Personally, I'm gonna speak my mind.
Please.
I think a lot of the motherfuckers on the list is corny as
Some lists were definitely better than others, but XXL was fairly accurate and was able to pick artists that would have longevity. In 2012, they had picks like Future, Danny Brown, French Montana, MGK, and more. They also introduced the ability for fans to vote for the 10th spot winner, who in 2012 was Iggy Azalea. 2013 was stacked with artists like Schoolboy
Fan
Q,
vote!
Joy
Solid.
Badass, Ab Soul, Logic, Travis Scott, and even Chief Keef. Chief Keef actually couldn't make the shoot since he was in jail, so they had to edit him into the cover. In 2014,
I remember that.
featured freshmen such as Chance the Rapper, Lil Bibby, Ty Dolla $ign, Kevin Gates, Lil Durk, Isaiah Rashad, and more. Another fun fact is that XXL had also been releasing mixtapes with these artists from 2010 to 2014, and I'm not sure why they stopped, but I think it'd be really cool if they brought it back. Also in 2014, they stopped releasing physical magazines, instead opting to go fully digital. In 2015, they released the freshman cover with artists like Fetty Wap, Vince Staples, Rory, and more. However, in 2016, something happened that would change XXL forever. In 2016, XXL released their freshman class list, featuring 21 Savage, Kodak Black, Denzel Curry,
The greatest, the peak, the pinnacle. This shit is legendary. Legendary, bro. Like, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Lil Uzi Vert, Lil Dicky, Anderson .Paak, G Herbo, Dave East, Designer, and the 10th spot winner, Lil Yachty. At first, there were a lot of people who were upset because there weren't as many lyricists on the list like there had usually been. The list was full of a bunch of mumble rappers, if you guys are.
And it's crazy how that one was the most memorable one. It's crazy how that's the most memorable one. But now it's like, I think they trying to capitalize on that too much and they completely missed the mark. They just got niggas up there just doing shit. Like there's like no chemistry or anything. You can never get a 40 on my waist. What? That's a closed case. Yeah. You just can't get that. So many people try to replicate the ad-libs and shit, and it's just like, ooh, no.
Remember that ancient phrase. Regardless, they released the ciphers for these artists, and they were again met with many mixed reviews. A lot of people at first clowned and made memes about
Designer is proof that you can your way through anything. Oh my god.
About the artists and their ciphers, with people even writing up articles saying it was the worst cipher of all time. If only they knew what was coming. However, something stuck out about this cipher. Of course, I'm referring to the one with 21, Kodak, Denzel, Uzi, and Yachty. You guys know what I'm talking about. They seem to be having a ton of fun.
Yep.
They all had really good chemistry, and the verses were all actually pretty solid. Uzi's verse.
It literally looked like what a group of homies would be doing at lunchtime, just vibing. Like everything was just natural. The energy, you could just feel the energy. It was just a vibe, bro.
Shouting everyone out, everyone smiling in the background, everyone ad-libbing each other during one another's verses, Kodak making fun of the beat and everyone laughing, and I think everyone had some memorable lines.
Exactly.
It was a super fun cipher with amazing chemistry that we don't see in a lot of the other ciphers.
Your diamonds look
the only
tight today,
ciphers I think that come close in this sort of chemistry and fun energy are the ones with Kendrick and Lil B, Lil Durk and Ty Dolla $ign cipher, and the one in 2009, which wasn't even really a cipher.
The Kendrick and Lil B one is absolutely fucking hilarious.
From the cipher to the cover for the 2016 class was perfect, especially the tagline, "The New Wave," because after looking back in retrospect, they really were.
Yep.
However, the 2016 freshman class was in some way a double-edged sword. On one hand, it would eventually make people much more interested in the XXL freshman list
and set an expectation up to here. Up to here.
Hoping that they would see some more fun ciphers and other great content surrounding their favorite.
Oh my god. I'm cringing because I remember, who was it? I forgot who it was, but someone tried to replicate the Kodak who picked this sorry ass beat. They said something. They was like, this beat whack as hell, and I was like, I remember in my reaction, I was like, ew, no, you can't do that. No, you can't do that. Lil Mosey, oh my God, it was Lil Mosey. It was Lil Mosey. I was like, no, you can't do that, bro. No, stop, please stop.
Artists. But it also brings me with my first reason as to why XXL is declining, and that is because, on the other hand, it likely set people's expectations way too high for what would happen in future ciphers. The chemistry, variety, and overall fun in the 2016 ciphers weren't very common beforehand, and they weren't super common afterwards, leading people to be disappointed with the upcoming ciphers. They also got very lucky with their picks because pretty much everyone from that class went on to have a very successful career, and they haven't really been able to replicate that on most of the more recent
woke up like the man. Oh my God, man. Jesus Christ.
Classes. Regardless, the 2016 ciphers have the most views on average than any other class. Following the hype of the 2016 freshman class, XXL came through again with a lot of solid picks for 2017. Although a handful of artists from that class wouldn't go on to be as big as the 2016.
Yo, oh my gosh. I don't know if you guys have seen, and this is nothing against Kyle, Super Duper Kyle. Any of y'all follow Super Duper Kyle or kept up on with him, bro? I'm just to let y'all know he released something. He released like a just let me show y'all, and I want to know what y'all think, man. Don't look at the comments. Just listen to the song first. Don't look at the comments because you're just listen.
So I decided to make a Philly club song today. Should I drop this?
Too many shawties in and out, so I can't keep track of nothing. Shawty look like Ashley, oh no, that's Jennifer. I hope that she likes skin. I just heard her say nigga. The way she shake that ass, I can tell she got that rhythm. Okay.
So I decided to make a Philly club song today.
Listen, look. Why? I feel so bad, bro. Like, bro is not made a comeback. Like, this is fucking trash, Kyle, for real. Kyle, you are way too old to be doing this. Haven't seen bro since Broccoli. Kyle is Lil Dicky for the black community. I hope that she light skinned. I just heard her say nigga. Yo. I feel so bad because it's like, I feel like it's not that bad. And also people were getting mad because he, I guess, between Jersey Club and Philly's like music, people were like feeling stuff where you're telling him like, yo, dude, this is not what it is. But hold on, there's more to the song.
Rate my Blitz 110.
Too many shawties in and out, so I can't keep track of nothing. Shawty look like Ashley, oh no, that's Jennifer. I hope that she likes skin. I just heard her say nigga. The way she shake that ass, I can tell she got that rhythm. Okay.
Rate my Blitz.
Chat, what do y'all think of that? After listening to more of it. Okay, what about this? This is an extended part.
Walking the party, I'm too faded. Damn, I think I barely made it. I'm not good with names and faces. I remember how you shake it. Oh yeah, you're Megan. Let's.
What we thinking? I feel like this is perfect. This part right here is like perfect for a TikTok.
Walking the party, I'm too faded. Damn, I think I barely made it. I'm not good with names and faces. I remember how you shake it. Oh yeah, you're Megan. Let's.
Damn. I think he's trying to get in there. I like this cover though. This is cool.
16 class, they still featured people like X, Amine, Playboy Cardi, and others. At the time though, these artists were super hot and these ciphers became the second most viewed on average out of all of the others. X's cipher in particular went viral after his interesting verse. Aside from that though, this
Can
class
you check out the full Kyle song?
of
He dropped it. It's called Whoa It's Low Key Lit.
fun. However, in 2018, the freshman class would highlight yet another issue that I think is causing people to lose interest in XXL. One thing that had become much more evident in ciphers with artists like Fetty Wap, Designer, Cardi, and now most of the 2018 class is that rap is changing. A lot of artists are less reliant on lyricism and instead focus on production, vocals, and melodies to make a good track. This is very evident in Pump, Black Boy, and Perp's cipher. They were having—
You know what they should probably do? In terms of like the freshman freestyle, is still release it, but like just probably release it as like a track. Yeah, it kind of takes away from the freestyle part, but I don't know. I feel like it could still be some cool shit. Like have all of them in their respective groups just drop a song together. I feel like that should be hard. That way there's like no excuses for if your shit trash or not.
Having a lot of fun and had great chemistry, but they weren't good at all. They all did see success in their
bro. It's like a remix, bro. It's like a remix. You just have them all on the song, and then people can debate over who had the best verse or some shit like that. It's like that song with where it was like Wayne T.I. that dun 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 dun. Now what I look like? It's like that could be like that could be like a cypher thing, but it's like on one, everybody on one beat. Or the song with what was it, Jay-Z and Kanye, and who else was on that? Someone else was on that. I forgot what the song was though.
Their careers though, because their strengths were in their ability to write catchy hooks and rely heavily on their production. As Medium.com says, if they really want to get things right, and if they really want to be relevant and respectful of modern music, XXL magazine needs to do what responsible leaders do when traditions become archaic and outdated. They need to highlight the talents of the artist past only lyricism. And this is a really good point, because a lot of artists nowadays in the rap scene aren't as
swagger like us. That's what it is. No one on the corner got swagger like swagger like swagger like and then they just boom, niggas was just coming in. That shit was fire.
Reliant on lyricism as previous rappers were. Of course, I can't ignore Jid and Ski's cypher, as they both had great verses and are much better fit for a cypher, but the rest I can't say the same about. 2019 had a solid freshman class too, with artists like Corday.
And it's so crazy because it's like they getting the right people, like it's accurate. Sometimes there'll be some people in there be like, who, what the fuck? But it just don't hit. And sometimes they be getting people like a year later, like, or a year too late.
Megan Thee Stallion, Rico Nasty, DaBaby, and others. However, a few artists on this list like Blueface, Lil Mosey, and YK Osiris help demonstrate the idea that ciphers don't work out for every artist. The 2020 list was also very solid, featuring artists like Polo G, Jack Harlow, NLE Choppa, Rod Wave, and many more great picks. The ciphers were actually pretty good, and even the more melodic artists performed very well. I don't think anyone really even had a bad verse. The beats were catered to them, and it was a really good class. It was actually the last round of ciphers to average 10 million or more views, and from there it would be downhill. Following the 2020 freshman class, views on the ciphers and overall interest began to decline. In 2021, the class featured artists like Ian Dior, 42 Doug, Pooh Shiesty, and others. These ciphers averaged 75% less views.
I was about to say, I barely even remember this. I think the only one I remember was Coi Leray, and that's because that shit ended up going or becoming a meme, I think, because that was the one with the brother, right? I love my brother. My brother love me.
Views in the previous 4. In 2022, the freshman class featured Babytron, Saucy Santana, Sofego,
Yeah, this one I was on. I kind of like I stopped watching that shit.
Wick, and more. This class again wasn't terrible. Saucy
dude couldn't even find like a good picture for this one.
Santana, Sofego, Nardo Wick, and more. This class again wasn't terrible, but it wasn't as good compared to the previous classes and had even less views on average than the previous year. And now we get to this year's freshman class, which has been facing a ton of criticism. The class had artists like Glorilla, Central C, La Tyler, and more. The announcement video had less views than any other announcement video before.
That's crazy.
All you gotta do is look at the like ratios.
Damn!
The comments to get an idea of how fans are feeling. And I think I've come up with a reason for this lack of interest.
What is it?
My third and
let me know, because I don't even know. It's just, you know.
Final reason for the decline of XXL is because rap in general is kind of getting stale. Now,
I've been saying that for the longest. And niggas get mad. Niggas get mad, man. I've been saying that for the longest. That's why I haven't been reacting to or I haven't been wanting to react to stuff or react to albums, because it's like, yo, we're only like it's the same shit. And then niggas get mad and be like, well, what do you want them to rap about? I don't know. Okay, that's not my job. It's for them to figure out. Like, if they want me as a reactor to react to their music, like, I want to hear something different, man. It's like going to the movies and seeing the same shit over and over again. Oh wait, we already fucking are, and we're gonna talk about that shit next. We're gonna talk about that shit right after that, because I'm sick of the music and I'm sick of the movies.
And before you get mad at me, hear me out real quick. At first, I was gonna say that picks recently
No. You're right.
Have been weak. But then I thought, who else could they really pick? A lot of big artists to come out recently like Yeet or Ice Spice have declined XXL, so there really weren't too many other options. No matter who XXL picked, there aren't a lot of artists right now that are going to blow up.
It's like telling a 5-star pastry chef to make you the greatest burger you ever tasted. Cyphers just ain't it for these new dudes. They need specific beats.
Bro, not only do they need specific beats, they need specific filters on their microphone for each person that they pass the mic to, bro. It's just too much to do.
To a big mainstream level. And that's not even the artist's fault. Recently, rap has been declining statistically. An article from Billboard states that rap has slightly dipped in its musical market share as other genres like rock and country have been growing quite a bit. And of course, I'm not trying to make this stupid argument that rap is dead like I've seen a lot of other outlets do. I just think there aren't many new...
I definitely wouldn't say rap is dead. It's just like, bro, niggas drop. They just drop the same shit. Everybody's saying the same shit, but they're saying it in a different flow over a different beat. Like the beats, I noticed that lyrics are getting repetitive and stale and stagnant, but the beats are getting significantly better.
Artists blowing up to a mainstream level right now. The first rap album to go #1 this year was 6 Months In from Lil Uzi Vert, which kind of demonstrates the fact that artists who were previously...
Honestly, reverse the pay. Reverse the pay, bro. These producers need more money because holy fucking shit, bro. The shit that they are coming up with, just for an artist to get on there and barely glide on that shit, is so disrespectful. What was he about to say about Uzi?
6 Months In from Lil Uzi Vert, which kind of demonstrates the fact that artists who were previously successful will still pull numbers, but there aren't just as many new guys doing that.
That's the thing. Uzi also tried something different. He was like, fuck it. Like, they either gonna like it or they're not gonna like it. But he wanted to do something different. Maybe he started to feel like, damn, like, I don't want to do the same thing. I don't want to sound like the same. I kind of want to do some different shit. And he did it. He took a risk. And me personally, I really liked it. And I think other people fucked with it too. And he probably put some people onto some like different type of music as well, bro. Or like a different type of genre. They're like, damn, what the fuck is this baby metal shit, bro? I gotta look that shit up. I feel like that's what music should do. When you listen to a song or listen to a new song, it should give you...
went so long without really evolving much. Think about how far rock music went from the 50s to the 2000s, and then how far rap went from the 70s to now. Basically evolved from boom bap to trap.
Yeah.
Now we're finally getting some creativity though.
Yeah, I feel like that too. Because with Yachty, with his shit too. I feel like when you listen to a song or new shit drops, especially an album, there should be something in that album when you listen to it, you're like, yo, no, this is different. Wait, this is fire. I really like this. Or I really like this sound. It may not be something extremely new, but it would be something extremely new for that artist to be tapping into. It's not the same shit that you've been hearing for them for the past fucking 80 songs that they've released or some shit like that.
In the early 2010s, you had scenes with artists like Mac Miller, Kendrick, Drake, J. Cole, and others blowing up. In the mid-2010s, you had the SoundCloud era with Uzi, Cardi, X, Juice WRLD, and people like that blowing up. And in the late 2010s, we had people like Roddy, Polo G, DaBaby, and others blowing up. But this decade, I'd argue that we haven't really seen any scenes like that blowing up to a mainstream level. Of course, there are little pockets like Detroit rap, the opium sound, the drill sound, but there really hasn't been one scene that's taken over the mainstream. And that's perfectly okay. I'm not blaming the artists or the community or the fans. I think that things need to get a little bit stagnant so that people want to hear something new. So I'm really just saying all this to dissuade hate from the newer artists on the new covers. I don't think the freestyles were bad. I think a lot of them make pretty good music. I just think the whole genre or scene as a whole isn't as interesting to mainstream listeners as it has been. Of course, I'm sure this will change. I think rap is going to be one of the top dog genres just as it has been for the last few decades, and I think it'll be like that for quite a while. So in my opinion, because of the high standards set in 2016, the outdated style of ciphers in general, and the overall disinterest in the rap scene from mainstream listeners is why the XXL freshman list has been on a decline. But like I said, it isn't all bad, and I'm sure a new sound will come out and captivate mainstream fans and bring a whole lot more interest to these artists, and I'm sure that XXL will be on top of it, just like they have been in previous years. Let me know down below in the comments if you disagree with me or if you agree with my take on this, or if maybe you have another possible reason. I don't really do opinionated videos like this. I mean, a lot of it was, you know, facts and statistics, but some of it was opinions, so let me know what you guys think down below. If you want to see more of my takes on things, let me know that too. Other than that, though, thank you guys for watching.
I'm not gonna lie, everything you said was literally accurate and like what I was thinking, but better than what I could put into words. As a thought, as a quick thought. But yeah, essentially that's how I feel. That's why I kind of haven't been reacting to the ciphers, because I feel like I would just be sitting here like this for 5 minutes through the ciphers. Okay. Like I'm not going. I don't know. It's just feel like it would just be awkward if I did that. It'd be awkward if I did it, man. God damn. Yes. Yes. Oh wait, hold on. See this? Okay, hold on. Let me watch this first, and then we'll do the movie thing I wanted to talk about. Cause that one's kind of longer, or I might have to say the movie one. God damn. Ew.
Interest in XXL is